two lines drawn on a coordinate grid system. We're told the equation of line 1, and we're asked to find the equation of line 2, and then ask the supplementary question, are the two lines perpendicular? So this will involve negative reciprocals of gradients, but that's later on. So line 1, they tell us, is y is equal to 3x minus 12. And if we compare that with y equals mx plus c, we can see that m must equal 3 and c is equal to negative 12. The main problem with this diagram is we have no scale, but these values of gradient and intercept here should lead us to some sort of scale. Let's start with the negative 12. Well, we know that this point on the graph here must be negative 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. So each of these lines here must be 3. So let's pop them on. But as yet, we know nothing about the x-axis. But we can find that from the gradient of 3. Look at line 1's journey as it crosses the axes. Here we are at negative 12, and we've climbed 12 in the space of, well, we don't know. So let's temporarily call this x. So we can say the gradient, which is the rise over the run, which is the rise, which is 12, divided by the run, which is at the moment x, must equal 3. So therefore, if we cross multiply the x, we get 12 is equal to 3x, and x must be equal to 12 divided by 3, which is 4. So the markings on the axis scale must be 2, 18. So now we've got the scales of our axes, we can look at line 2, which again must be in the form y is equal to mx plus c. Well, c on line 2, we can read off the scale straight away because there is your intercept. And it's 6, so we get c is equal to 6. Now we've got to work out the gradient. The gradient is clearly negative, and they've given us a big hint to the points we should look at, and they are this point here where it crosses the y-axis, and this point here where it crosses the x-axis. So the gradient, and if we go from here to here, our rise is a negative rise of 6, so we get negative 6. And our run, again from here to here, is 18. 6 will go into 18 3 times because the 6's will cancel. So this cancels down to negative 1 over 3. And this is our value of m. So line 2's equation becomes y is equal to negative a third x plus 6. And that is your first answer. Now we're asked, are the two lines perpendicular? Well, to examine that, we need to examine the gradients of both of the lines. So this is part B. For line 1, m is equal to 3. For line 2, m is equal to negative a third. Well, the rule for lines to be perpendicular is that one gradient has to be the negative reciprocal of the other. So the conclusion is yes, 1 and 2 are perpendicular. And that is your conclusion and answer for part 2.